Hi, I'm Al Daniel. Here's a quick overview of Textual Debugger, or TDB for short. I'll start the debugger on one of the example programs you can find in the TDB Git repository on GitHub. It's kind of a silly program that just reads its own file, does a letter frequency analysis, and every time it hits the letter I, it computes a new digit of pi. So nothing profound other than being a useful playground for testing the debugger. When the program starts, you'll be inside the code view in debug mode at the first line or the first executable line. I want to set a breakpoint at the yield statement inside this generator. I can do that either by clicking on the gutter or by moving the cursor down to the line and hitting the letter B. The code view is active, or it has focus. You can see the blue border on it. If I move the mouse to the breakpoint view, it will have focus. Alternatively, I can switch views by hitting Control and then the highlighted letter in the view's title. So if I want to go to the code view, the C is highlighted, Control C brings me back there. The debug controls are shown at the bottom in the footer. C to continue, N to step over. These are the same key bindings that you'll find in common debuggers like GDB or PDB. I'm going to continue the program to get to the breakpoint. You'll see variables in the variables view. Let me hit C to continue a few more times. Each time it stops at the yield statement. I can move up and down the stack using U and D. Let me hit the letter U. It takes me one level up. One more time brings me back to the main program. In addition, I can also do that with the mouse by double-clicking on a line in the stack view. I'm going to try to trip an exception in the program by removing that breakpoint. I'm going to set a new breakpoint in the read function. It's going to read the file that it's in, and I'm going to hit capital R to restart the program. Brings me back to the top. I'm hitting C to continue. If I look at the file path variable, I can see it in the code view over here. I can also go down to the evaluate view and hit the variable I want to look at. And I can also modify it. Let's say I want to mess with it. I've now changed the value of file path. If I try to open it, the file is not going to be there. And go up to the code view and hit N to continue. And I'll trip the exception. So this is one way you can test different branches of your code without having to modify the inputs. There are a couple of other features. The code view right now is in debug mode. You can see that with the white debug up here. If I hit escape, I'm going to go into navigate view. And now I can move around using VI key bindings. You can also select Emacs key bindings if you want. And this is a rapid way to move around the file. I can do searches forwards and back. And the debug keys are not enabled right now. You have to hit escape to get out of navigation view to get back into debug view. Let me also show you the built-in documentation. If you go to the help tab, the items in the tab bar up here can be reached with Alt and then the highlighted letter. So Alt H will give me the help. I can also do that with the mouse. If I hit documentation, I will go into Textual's fancy markdown viewer within the text terminal and navigate the help very easily that way. I'm going to escape to get out of the help. And I'm going to hit Q twice to get out of the program. TDB has lots of advanced features, viewing async task graphs, inspecting threads and processes, driving the debugger with curl, and more. So check out some of the other videos. Thanks for watching.